dapat matapang kayo. Lalong-lalo na, dapat meron kayong sapat na kaisipan.
Nga ba di ka nag-asawa?
Ha?
Ba't di ka nag-asawa? Pero na rin ako ng shirt. Lumawis na ako eh.
Ano ba nangyari sa'yo?
Kaya ka? Ano lang sasabihin ng mga tao? Wala akong kwentang ina?
Basta alam niya, makikitulog ako dun sa kapas. Ingit ka sa daan. Sige. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na hardship scale.
Nasa TV ako, pre! Nasa TV ako!
Umaga na.
Lumapit ka dito.
Takina mo.
Si Miles came into your life practically on the heels of Gameboys, di ba?
Yes.
Kasi hindi ba nagkaroon ng si Funks ang mga ang mga Cairo at saka Gabriel fans?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure may mga nakita din po ako around that time. And we kept our relationship hidden for a year din po. Kasi selos din si Coco, hindi ko alam, nagjo-joke pa ba yun eh.
Doon sa mga naka-incorporate doon sa Soji Bill, ano sa tingin mo ang pinakadapat pagtuunan ng pansin?
I think everything. If not now, then when? I reached a point po kasi na I was suicidal. And I had attempts.
Suicidal? Like,
Yes. Nagbabaliw na talaga ako. It wasn't a good time in my life.
this episode of Time to Talk will be about the world according to a Pinoy Gen Z artist. Ang gagawin namin, we will pick his brains, aalamin natin ang kanyang mga iba't ibang perspektibo tungkol sa buhay, sa mundo. Hihimayin din natin ang kanyang puso at baka sakaling nandun pa rin si Cocoy De Santos. Ano ba? Alamin natin mamaya. Basically, aalamin natin kung ano ba ang kanyang sentimiento at mga hugot ng isang Pinoy Gen Z artist na magaling. Okay, mga kaibigan, Urian winner, famas na rin, at international best actor, si Elijah Canlas.
Thank you po. Thanks for having me.
Yes,
Again.
it's a pleasure.
I'm excited. Super.
Lalo na ako, basta ano to, ang tawag, basta, sorry, minsan mabibigla ako kasi ang tawag ko talaga sa kanya, Jello, or would you rather be Jello or Rian Andrea?
Jello na lang.
Jello na lang.
Okay, Jello.
O basta bigyan lang natin yung background ng Rian Andrea.
Rian Andrea because I was supposed to be a girl. Tapos yun yung binigay na name sa akin. Tapos when I came out of my mother's womb, biglang lalaki pala ako. So nagpanic sila ng name. Elijah yung naisip nila, coming from the Bible. But they had this rule na kapag lalaki, it had to start with the letter J. Then my tita, sabi niya mukha daw akong Jelly Ace, so Jello na lang. Haba ng kwento.
Had you been a girl, would you been happy with Rian Andrea?
I think so, yeah. Parang it's a really interesting name. Rian Andrea.
Okay.
Cute din, pure, innocent.
So, ikaw si R.A.
RA. Pwede yung RA. Maganda yung RA.
Yeah, hindi, sige. Hindi, Elijah na para hindi sila malito. Hindi, ito, umpisa natin, this is going to be a different type of attack. More or less, parang gusto namin makuha yung views mo. Kasi kakaiba ka sa ibang mga artista of your generation. Kasi iba yung pag-iisip mo eh. Kasi nagmakiling and all that. And I mean, it took Eddie Garcia decades to win an Urian. Tapos yung co-star niya, wala pang kalahating dekada, nanalo agad ng Urian, di ba?
Thank you po sa mga manunuri. Salamat.
It was our pleasure. Okay, you mentioned in one of your interviews that si Miles is your first and last. So, kayang panindigan?
Opo, yeah. I always go into relationships thinking that. Parang hindi ako magko-commit into a monogamous relationship kung hindi po yun yung mindset ko eh. So, yeah. Nandun pa rin. We're 2 years in and we're still having fun. And nandun pa rin po isip ko. First and last.
Oo. So, hindi ka naniniwala dun sa collect and select?
Well, ako po kasi parang first niya ako, but she's not my first.
Okay.
Technically, I've had relationships when I was younger, non-showbiz naman lahat. But yun, experience ko na rin po yun, yung dating. And maybe it's not for me lang. Maybe a committed monogamous relationship, mas prefer ko po yun. And yun, kaya I'm with Miles.
So, but what makes you happy about your relationship with her? Aside from being her, di ba?
Siguro, dati po, parang ang may rule pa ako sa sarili ko na medyo stupid rule, but syempre, trying to be a professional, I didn't want to date people that I worked with. Pero, iba si Miles eh. Pero, na-enjoy ko nga po din yung tandem namin because we have the same line of work and we have the same career and we understand each other, naiintindihan namin yung mga trabaho ng isa't isa. And ako, mas nanggaling ako sa art, sa indie side, siya naman mas lumaki sa mainstream. So, we get to learn from each other that way.
Kung meron pang pwedeng i-improve, kasi wala namang relasyon na perfect, no? Ano sa tingin mo ang pwede nyo pang i-improve?
Communication po talaga siguro. I think everybody needs to get better at communication. Lalo na ngayon na we're spoiled with yung instant communication with social media and calls and the internet. Pero iba din yung communication in terms of like on a deeper level na isang tingin pa lang mas nagkakaintindihan na kayo, yung mga ganun po. And I think nakukuha naman yun over time.
Si Miles came into your life practically on the heels of Gameboys, di ba?
Yes.
Kasi hindi ba nagkaroon ng si Funks ang mga Cairo at saka Gabriel fans?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure may mga nakita din po ako around that time. And we kept our relationship hidden for a year din po kasi.
Kayo ni Miles?
Kami ni Miles.
O kayo ni Kokoy?
Kami ni Miles po. We kept it hidden for a year just because we wanted to enjoy it by ourselves muna. Na kaming dalawa lang, the privacy of it. So, hindi din po alam ng lahat. Pero nung lumabas yung news, we were promoting Gameboys Season 2. And we have the greatest fans. I have the greatest fans kasi most of them who have stuck with me until now, they understood and they're supportive about it. Whatever makes me happy, yun din magpapasaya sa kanila.
Pero alam ni Kokoy?
Alam po ni Ko, si Coco yata isa mga unang nakaalam, nagkaka-developan pa lang kami.
Mas nauna pa siya.
Hindi, nung time po na yun, actually si Coco was staying with me. We were living together.
Okay.
Basta he stayed at my condo for a couple months kasi po, taga Cavite si Coco eh. So, yung work niya sa GMA, madaming ginagawa. So, he needed a place to stay. I offered my place and he allowed me. So, nagkaka-develop pa kami ni Mas. Updated si Kokoy doon kasi araw-araw kami nagkikita sa condo.
So para siyang si Pearl.
Parang siya si Pearl.
Ang Mayora.
Nagsiselos din si Kokoy. Hindi ko alam, nagjo-joke pa ba yun eh. Pero nagsiselos-selos kunwari ganun.
Kay Miles?
Opo, yung parang nagbibiro lang siya, ganyan.
Di ba,
sa harapan ni Miles, tawagin niya pa rin akong baby, ganun. Mag-baby pa rin siya. Tapos natawa na lang kami lahat.
Di ba nakikita lang siya?
Hindi, naman po siya. Nag-ambag naman si Kokoy. Nag-ambag naman si Kokoy. Pero, na-enjoy ko rin po yung mga times na yun. And si Kokoy is one of my closest friends. Kaya, kung saan ako masaya lang din siya. And same with me. Kung saan siya masaya ako.
Oy, pero itong revelation na to will thrill the fans of Gameboys. Isipin, even nagli-live in si Gabriel at saka si Cairo.
Yeah. Noong time po na sinushoot pa namin yun, he was staying there na.
Ang views mo on marriage, do you think it's still relevant?
Personally, I believe in marriage po, personally. But that doesn't mean na I judge people who don't. No?
Okay.
To each his own naman po yan all the time. Pero ako personally, like, that's the goal. When it comes to love, when it comes to romance, getting married is the goal for me.
So, pero usually ibang idle moments yun ni Miles. Napag-uusapan niya na ba, like, what kind of wedding I want? Nakapag-pareserba na kayo sa Kalerwega.
Wala naman pong ganung level. Wala naman ganung level. To the point lang yung anong mga kantahan, anong gustong first dance or whatever. What's the song that plays when you walk down the aisle. Mga ganung usapan lang po. Yun yung mga na-enjoy din namin pag-usapan minsan.
So, ano nga yung kanta?
Kanta Sea of Love by Cat Power.
Okay. So, uso pa kaya yun by the time na ikasal kayo?
Matagal na pong hindi uso yung kantang yun eh. Like, 70s pa yata yung kantang yun or 80s. Sea of Love.
Well, yeah. I have no music in my heart.
Oh my
so
God.
I wouldn't know. So, pero, okay, what about yung live-in arrangement? Kagaya ginawa niyo ni Kokoy. O, sige, okay.
Different naman po yun.
Okay.
But yung live-in, when it comes to couples,
Okay.
I have friends that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends that don't, coming from more conservative families, of course. Ako personally, I believe in it. Parang you get to know your partner much more before you get married, before you tie the knot, diba? Parang, hindi naman parang testing stage. Ano ba ang tawag dun sa ganun? Basta maganda din. You get to know them more when you live in an enclosed space and mas nakaka-save kayo ng time, especially when you're both working together. Tas busy kayo, tas uwi kayo to each other. Pero ako, conservative kasi yung magulang ko. Conservative din yung mom ni Miles. So wala pa kami sa ganung level. But ako, I respect that and I support that then.
Oh, you support it. Pero iba yung you yourself
Yeah.
entering one.
Depende. Kapag ready na po siguro, ganun, na-enjoy.
Ready na makapag-live-in.
Yeah. I'm 22. I'm enjoying my space pa po.
Okay.
And, syempre, iniisi-isi muna natin yan sa mom natin, sa mom ko.
Okay, sige. Actually, wala pa yung kasal, pero may divorce na itatanong ako. So, yung views mo about divorce,
It should be legalized here. I believe it should be legalized here. Marami na rin mga nangyayaring violence within households na hindi nagkakasundo yung married couples, ganyan. Or sometimes, yung mas na-abuse pa yung because married kayo, mas na-abuse yung relationship, yung love that you have for each other. So I feel like you should have the freedom to move on from what we want to move on from or maybe find love somewhere else. So I think it should be legal.
of course, may kaakibat na alibon na yan. Kapag nag-divorce, ha?
Madaming gastos.
Maraming gastos
Maraming
yan.
gastos.
Lugi, artist na to, lugi lalaki dyan.
Yung ilan, pero I think economically, parang mas okay pa po yun for the country, no? Like more cases like that, gano'n. Parang,
Yayaman ng mga abogado.
gusto ba natin yun? Yun ang tanong. Yun ang tanong. Gusto ba natin yun?
Punta naman tayo sa safe sex. For somebody who isn't married yet, what are your views on safe sex and how often?
How often?
Hindi. Hindi, how often dapat? Siyempre, dapat laging, kung magsa-sex, dapat laging safe sex. Lagi, di ba? Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Of course, parang you have to be responsible.
Ikaw naman, how often nataranta ka agad eh.
Kung mag-e-enjoy ka, di ba? You should be responsible if you want to enjoy or experience that pleasure. Kailangan maging responsible ka, not just for yourself, but for whoever you do it with. And important yung safe sex. I think, in regards to safe sex, wala kasing sex education pa here in the Philippines. I mean, some schools do, yung mga progressive schools, they have it na. But most of us, it's taboo eh. Sex is still a taboo subject.
Hindi ba tinuro sa inyo sa makiling yan?
Makiling?
Sa National Arts?
Walang sex. I never experienced sex ed growing up. Sa mga schools po, never. But I'm hearing some schools nga daw po meron na now. But I feel like it should be given to everyone. Lalo na dito, overpopulated na rin yung bansa natin. Yung mga ganyan pong klaseng bagay. Abortion is illegal here. Yung mga ganyan po. Parang kaya dapat safe sex, sex education should be taught to everyone.
Hindi ko din pupursi how often.
How often? Secret na lang.
Okay.
Atin-atin na lang yun.
Sige. Okay. Pero hindi. How do you keep yourself aware of the social issues? Ikaw ba yung tipong traditional pa rin manonood ka ng TV Patrol?
Nowadays, hindi na po eh. But I grew up like that. I grew up na either before or after dinner, manonood po kaming news sabay-sabay or may dyaryo lagi sa bahay. Pag pupunta akong library sa school, instead of books, like mas dyaryo yung binabasa ko. But nowadays, lahat po kasi, you open Facebook, you open Twitter, you see the news. Ako naman, personally, hindi ko lang po sinastop doon. Like, I see one post or one video na kung ano ba yung bagong news. Ako po, I try to dive deep most of the time to fact-check din. And para aware lang din po ako. But I do try to keep myself updated kasi mamamayan pa rin po ako. And may pakialam, may empathy pa rin naman ako sa mga tao around.
Matalino ka talaga kasi nagpa-fact check ka. Yung iba hindi.
Kailangan fact check. Yung nakakaloko po. Minsan Nakakaloko kasi even yung mga legit journalists or legit sites, they post mga breaking news ganyan. Tapos very vague pa, pero the way they phrase their headlines parang minsan nakakaloko. So you really have to search
Clickbait.
Opo, exactly. Clickbait. So kailangan, personally, I think that we should all learn how to fact check the stuff that we read online or that we see online.
Sana lahat kagaya mo.
Sana nga po.
Pero ano ang nakaka-frustrate sa'yo? I mean, given the kind of social condition we have in this country.
Nakaka-frustrate? Mahabang usapan yan. Nakaka-frustrate. I guess, the way we're taking steps as a country, masyadong mabagal. I mean, nahuhuli na rin tayo with our neighbors, mga ibang bansa na mas progressive na, less conservative. I guess, it's because, one, marami talagang trapo. Marami talagang inaabuso yung power nila. Marami talagang selfish. Sarili lang talaga iniintindi nila and they don't think about yung effect and affect to the whole country and to people no matter how big or how small. Sila talaga yung main culprit. Sila yung pinaka-problema, I think. Second, yung pagiging conservative din, I guess, na hindi na hinder yung pagiging open-minded natin. Whether it's because of religion or kung saan tayo lumaki. I think we should learn how to have an open mind nowadays kasi mas nagiging politically correct na yung mga tao eh. Mas naging aware na tayo lahat. Because of social media, everything is there now. We see what people struggle with, we see what people are happy with, and mas nagiging naging empathetic tayo as people. Pero yung mga trapo nga, hindi sila ganun do. Hindi sila ganun.
At sa puntong ito ay usaping pera tayo.
Oh no.
Ikaw naman?
Yay, money!
Alam ko marami ka nun. Hindi, teka. Ito yung mga inflation, no? Kasi, of course, somebody naman as talented as you are, maraming projects, lalo na ngayong we're over the hump ng pandemic, no? Pero, in spite of all the work you're doing, apektado ka ba ng inflation?
Yeah, I think everyone is po, no?
Yeah.
I mean, kahit yung mga mayayaman, magre-reklamo pa rin sa gas, di ba? Tumataas yung gas kasi unexpected siya. Like, we save money and then binabudget natin siya either per day, per week, per month. Tapos biglang, because of the inflation, na yung mga plano natin of saving, of budgeting, or investing in some other investments na gugulo dahil biglang may mga unexpected na gastos or di kaya unexpected na taas ng presyo ng mga bilihin. Kaya,
Pero sa'yo, gas ang pinaka...
gas talaga.
apektado.
Gas talaga. I mean, aside from food, of course, yung
Yeah.
mga bilihin sa groceries and everything. Akin nga po, like, yung affected but not as much as, you know, the other people. Yung iba talaga na apektado. Ako, apektado in a small way. Pero I'm still grateful for what I have.
Alam mo, hindi ko dapat tinatanong to eh, pero tatanungin ko na rin.
Ano po ba yan?
Saan ba napupunta yung mga kinikita mo? after BIR?
After of course, sa tax.
May natitira pa?
Magbayad ka. Ako po sa family talaga. Depends, magbayad ng renta or sa kotse. Hindi ko pa tapos bayaran yung kotse na binili ko 2 years ago. But yun, I'm about to finish it na. Sometimes, investment. I think last year, before I signed with Cornerstone and UMG, the label, yung ibang pera pinanggagastos to make music. Because that's what I love to do. Na-enjoy ko siya. I want to learn how to do it. And yun yung investment ko. Kung yung enjoyment ko rin. So sometimes sa jowa, napupunta yung pera. Sa mga dates, ganyan. Or sometimes sa mga friends, when you're out, you want to treat them, ganun. But right now, I'm still saving po for bigger investments, ideally in the future.
Sa tingin mo ba, given yung mga nangyayari ngayon, by the time you reach the age of 30, mayaman na ang bansang Pilipinas?
Hindi. Sadly. I mean, we all want that to happen, no? But I don't have trust with the current state of our country. And yeah, pero pwede na mabawi yun. I could be wrong. And I'd be happy to be wrong.
Sana nga we're both wrong.
Sana we're all wrong. Sana we're both wrong. But by 2030, I think that's too early to get us out of this third world slump.
Oo. Pero ikaw, by 30, mayaman ka na.
Sana. Sana. Sana naman. I mean, hindi ko naman po in-hope din maging super like that. To yung 1%. Basta I just want to be able to provide for my family, get to buy whatever I need, what I want, and still have fun doing what I do.
Okay. Yung Gameboys, naging iconic yan, no?
In 10 years, sana kaya tayo?
Sigurado ako. International pro gamer ka na. May sarili ka ng team, tapos may gaming empire ka na din. Swerte naman ang 5 anak natin.
5? Baby, parang ayoko pa. Gusto ko lang baby mo by that time. Baby.
Siyempre, ano ba, nag-aral kayo about gender sensitivity? Yung mga
Opo,
LGBTQ++ something?
Yes, we did. Nag-SOGI orientation po kami a couple of times actually. I think during the first season, before the movie, before the second season, we did that. Kahit yung isang show, yung Pearl Next Door, nag-SOGI sila. Hindi kami invited pero pumunta pa rin kami dun sa Zoom meeting ng SOGI because, you know, I think it's what we owe to the characters that we play. May big pressure yung Gameboys at the time. Even as an actor, you know, to be able to portray roles that represent real people and the struggle or whatever. You have to learn everything that you can para ma-justify mo yun and ma-represent mo yun the best way that you can. And sabi ko nga po, like, privilege sa akin yung makaganap ng mga ganung roles na Gameboys or Kalel or everything. So, my job as an actor is just to research po talaga. And from all of my learnings, matulungan yung pag-build ko sa character.
Doon sa mga naka-incorporate doon sa SOGI bill, ano sa tingin mo ang pinaka-dapat pagtuunan ng pansin?
I think everything.
Lahat?
I think lahat po talaga. Kasi if not now, then when? Parang just last week, I think, yung Pride March, over 100,000 people, and that's not everyone yet. And madami pa rin mga abuses or internal homophobia, internal transphobia, yung mga ganun po na nangyayari within corporations, even micro, macro scale. Kaya itong law na yung SOGI bill, I think it should be implemented and be passed as soon as possible.
Okay, ito naman tayo kasi I have to admit na, okay, tapos na tayo sa mga millennial.
Millennial questions.
Tapos na, hindi kasi Gen Z ka na, di ba?
Gen Z na po.
Gen Z ka na. Pero, totoo bang masyado niyong dinadama ang mga mental health issues? Kasi, nung araw kasi, pagka may kaklase kang medyo malikot, salbahing bata lang siya.
That's true po.
Oo, parang
That's
gano'n.
true. Iba po talaga yung before. But maybe because I think it's social media plays a big factor in it, and mas marami ng studies about mental health, what's this, what's that. So mas napipinpoint na, mas madadiagnose na kung ano po yung mga ano. Unlike before, back then, wala pa namang, di pinagtuunan ng pansin yan masyado eh. Parang malungkot ka, then do something about it. You know, hindi ka naman depressed porot malungkot ka, right? Pero ngayon po kasi, mas intense na po talaga yung mga ganap, the pressure.
Bakit nga?
Bakit ba? Sa social media po yan eh. Parang kunwari, this is not me, pero based on stories of friends or something, kapag sa online, you're sad about kunwari where your career's headed or what you're doing with your life, and then you go online and then you see everyone, they're traveling, you know, they're working on a new movie, they're working on a new series, nagde-develop ng inggit, kung hindi man inggit, like pressure na gusto kong maggawa yan, how do I get there, bakit ako hindi ganyan, may mga ganun pong question. So self-doubt creeps in, and then biglang maapektuhan na lahat, yung nawawala masyado yung love for yourself kasi you get to compare yourself to, you know, other people, which you shouldn't.
Ako kasi, may Facebook ako pero it's only to stalk all of you. So,
Only to stalk?
pang-stalk lang talaga. So, as per experience, sa tingin mo ba talaga, lahat ng pinopost ng mga ng Facebook users, totoo?
No, everyone's fake happy online. Everyone's fake online. Even I'm fake online. I mean,
Ano pinapost mo na fake?
hindi naman po like fake completely, no? Pero we project a certain personality na hindi naman talaga tayo when we're alone. When we're alone, we're different than who we are on social media. So dati, nagigets ko po yung mga ganong problems or yung mga ganong issues ng ibang tao. Pero ngayon, personally, I just choose myself all the time. Parang nandun na po ako sa point na yun. Kasi ako personally po, when I was 17, I was diagnosed with depression. 16 to 17, I was diagnosed with depression. Like severe depression. But that was because of what I was going through in high school. Parang yung peer pressure lang, ganyan, getting bullied or whatever. Yun, I got diagnosed with severe depression. And then, noong una, parang even before I was diagnosed, nandun na po talaga ako. And parang I don't blame my parents for not giving attention to it agad. Kasi even I didn't know what I was going through. Even I didn't know why I was sad all the time or why I was going through that. Pero nung na-diagnose na, nakapagkita na ng therapist, started taking meds, then it became clearer where it was coming from and why.
And everything started because of bullying?
Not just bullying, a ton of other factors.
Okay, 16, high school ka.
Opo, yeah.
Were you still in Makiling that time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Senior year in Makiling.
senior ka na nga, nagpabully ka pa, di? Paano pa yung mga freshman?
Hindi po siya yung bully na bully na todong bully. Yung parang mas, ako nagka-existential crisis, yung mga ganun po, at a young age. Kasi, I guess we were exposed to like a lot of movies or stories na biglang, oo nga, no, parang manonood ka ng movies, parang mapapaisip ka rin, magkakaroon ka ng existential crisis as it becomes deeper. Because in Makiling, we didn't have internet, we barely had signal, we had phones, ang laman lang ng phone namin, siguro ko, Flappy Bird or something like that. Pero, a lot of quiet nights that I had to deal with na kausap ko lang sarili ko. And at the time,
May roommate ka ba?
may roommates po, yeah. Isa na lang pala roommate ko nun. Roommate, yeah. Si James. Hi kay James.
So, So, at what point na talaga kailangan na mag-interview na parents mo? At para patignan ka na?
Honestly, I reached a point po kasi na I was suicidal and I had attempts. So, one time where I thought I was sure na this is it. Woke up, my parents were bringing me to the hospital na and na-confine na ako.
Suicidal? Like,
Yes. Pero ako personally, it was the stories that I hear, movies that I watch, music that I listen to. It's the art that I consume that affected or that influenced those thoughts. Wala naman trigger warning noon eh. Manonood ka movie, may nag-suicide, para ano yun? It's mainly about social media and sometimes, we're too obsessed with validation, itong generation na to. Nababaliw na talaga ako. It wasn't a good time in my life.
you're 22, accomplished, young, good-looking. May insecurities pa ba si Elijah Canlas?
I doubt myself a lot.